Anthony, what were your first impressions of LeBron returning and kind of how that played out in tonight's matchup versus where you guys want to and need to get to for the final 9 games?
He looked good. I mean, obviously he wasn't himself. I'm pretty sure he told you guys that. But it was good to just have him back on the floor, have his presence back on the floor. And guys are still trying to get back to playing with myself, playing with Bron. This is Dre's first game with Bron, no practices. Me and Dre still had one practice now that Bron's back. Dennis kind of slots to that, 2 guard, even though he's, shorter, but, for the past, 7 weeks or something like Bron was out 6 weeks. He was a primary ball handler. Now Bron's come back, his role changes. So just trying to adjust and get used to each other again. But, we're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be fine. No one is, their head down or kind of sad because we're losing games or anything like that. We know we're going to be fine. It's an adjustment. We're going through an adjustment period, getting guys back, figuring the roles out again. We got 9 games left to try to get it going.
And for you individually, you had that kind of the second quarter defensively, the third quarter offensively. How close do you feel like you are to putting your whole game together and finding the form that you aspire to get to?
A couple more games. I mean, I'm still getting, I got my legs back where I played the entire third quarter for the first time since the injury. So, getting my legs back, shots are starting to fall, starting to get, the quickness a little bit back on defense, blocking shots, protecting the rim, rebounds, things like that. So, starting to, get back to my old self. So it felt good. It felt good to kind of get in that rhythm on both ends of the floor. Been even better with the win, though.
Kyle?
Hey, D. You guys have talked a lot about sort of finding this balance of getting guys worked in, but also winning games. If you lose some close games down the stretch, but are able to, find rhythm and find the lineups that work, is that worth it if you guys have to play in a playing game?
I mean, obviously we don't want to be in that situation. We know we're going to, you're not going to have a lot of practices, especially this late in the season. You probably walk through some things and things like that, but you're not going to, go out 2-hour practice and things like that. So our practice is the games. And, even though we don't want to lose, we do want to take a step, in the right direction every time we step on the floor, gain some momentum going into the playoffs. But it really doesn't matter where we are. We know we're very confident in ourselves. We know what our team is capable of. We know that, once we reach the playoffs, it's a different story. But, we're still trying to get adjusted to each other. But I think for the most part, we're using these games as our practice and still trying to figure each other out.
Dave?
AD, outside of the lift that LeBron brings statistically, is there any inspiration that you guys get seeing him be at this level, his first game back after being out 6 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, the team had a little juice, when I first came back. And then we had a little juice, when Bron came back. So it's good when you get your main guys back and back on the floor. Unfortunately, they both ended up in losses. But we know, that we're getting healthy. He's getting back to his old self. Probably gonna take him a couple games to get his legs back under him. A lot of his shots today were short, even though he made some shots he usually make. We're a little off tonight, so. His first game back, like I said, got to get his legs back under him. I'm starting to find mine, and it's just an adjustment that we're going through. But we are excited that we're able to be fully healthy and have everyone available to play, except Alex. But he's not going to miss any significant time.
Bill?
AD, what were you thinking when LeBron took that last shot? Obviously there was so much anticipation to get him back on the floor. What happens in your mind in that split second between when he shoots it and whether it goes in or not?
Try to go for the rebound just in case he missed. I think I had. I don't think I had anyone on me as I was crashing to the glass, and it just kind of went over my head. He shot that one pretty long, and it hit the back rim. So, but he's known for making those shots and taking those shots. We had a little eye contact of what we wanted to do, but the guy kind of went under. He had some space, so he was able to shoot the ball, get a clean look. We lived with those shots. It's still a tough one to lose, but like I say, he's still finding his rhythm, and we're still finding our rhythm as a team.
Last two, Melissa Roller.
Hey, D. Frank mentioned that last season heading into the playoffs, you guys also took your bumps and bruises, so to say, and then obviously, look what happened. You guys go on to win a championship. So do any bumps and bruises right now kind of feel differently based on like what you guys went through and what you were able to accomplish?
I'll just say this, I'd rather go through it now than in the playoffs where, it takes 3-4 games. Now that's a whole series, and, we can lose that series. I'd rather go through it now in the regular season. That way, going into the playoffs, we're back adjusted to one another. We're coming to each other, and we're rolling. So, even though it sucks to lose, I'd rather, find our way now, find our path now with each other than having to go through it in the playoffs.
Last one, back to Kyle.
Hey, D, I was just wondering when you knew that today might be the day that LeBron is coming back. Was there anything on the road trip that came up, or were you was he tipping his hand at all to you, or did you find out this morning like everybody else?
Find out when I think Montrez sent a chat or text in our group chat of like a whole bunch of people dancing of just a picture. He said when I just saw that tweet, and it was that like a meme of everyone dancing, and I didn't know what he was talking about. I mean, obviously I was sleeping in my nap, so I woke up and I forgot who else posted the Woj tweet. So that's when I found out. I guess when it hit Twitter, when everyone else found out, and I still didn't really believe it because, like I said, he didn't say anything to me about coming back or anything. So I was like, maybe it's really Sunday. He'll warm up and things like that. But when I got here, it seemed like he was ready to go. So yeah, I found out, I think like around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock when everyone else found out.